This is Ken Maxwell. We've had a lot of inquiries about the leaping light arches that you're presently viewing. A lot of Christmas light enthusiasts have asked, how did you do that? Inasmuch, we put together this information video in hopes that it will benefit those of you that would like to add the leaping light arches to your Christmas light show. We hope that you will find the information presented beneficial. The idea for the leaping lights came about when my son Kevin and I set out to create a Christmas light display that was different from other light displays. Though there were a lot of neat displays, we wanted something unique, and after much discussion, we came up with the leaping lights idea. Lights leaping across the yard like a comet or dancing back and forth. We then set out to make the idea come to life. The following outlines how we did this. This is a list of the materials used to build a leaping lights arch. 2 10-foot 3/4 inch pieces of PVC pipe, 14 sets of 100 count mini lights, tie wraps, and tie-off pads. We first measured off the PVC pipe at about 17-inch sections as shown. This measurement gave us 14 segments. Next, we drilled and attached the 15 tie wrap pads to tie off the light ends. We then folded each string of lights in half, offsetting the lights so there is only about 1 inch or so between them. The reason for this was to save time wrapping, which took a lot of time even after we did this. We then proceeded to wrap the lights around the PVC pipe as shown here by yours truly. The job goes faster if you have 2 people, one turning the PVC pipe while the other one wraps. We found that because the light strands varied in length, the width of the wrap also varied. Therefore, we spaced out the wraps of wire accordingly. Once the lights were wrapped and the arch was set up for the initial test, we ran into a small problem. We had to deal with the short plug-ins dangling from the arch. We found the added weight of the 16-gauge extension cords that would be strung up and across the arch caused it to buckle. Not to mention, they looked gaudy. So we decided to extend the wires enough to collect the plugs at the base of the arch. To do this, we cut and soldered extension wires and heat shrunk the connections. Kevin is shown here finishing up the connections on one set of the leaping lights. Once the wires were extended, we proceeded to assemble the leaping lights for a final test. 2 large snowflakes were used to create the splash pools. We tweaked the flakes up to add to the effect. Note that rope light can be used if you choose. We drove a 1/4 inch rod into the ground to hold the base of the arches in place. Then we placed the leaping light sections over the rods. Once this was done, we stabilized the arches with guide wires made from clear 25-pound test fishing line. And that's basically it. The arches were placed around the yard accordingly, and once the sequences were tweaked a bit, the leaping lights came to life.